Oh yeah, the people who follow a lot. Yeah, the people who follow a lot, they believe that all races should mix within the United States too long. So anyway, you know, we have two issues here. Gay people free to get married. Some people dealing with the gay people as if you have to date the gay people and kiss the gay people, but you don't have to date the gay people and kiss the gay people. You only that is a curse. If you give me meaning, because every time a gay person has something to say, it has to be right or not inclusive, similar to the people who believe that all races should mix. You should only date someone of a different race, and you should only do things that other races do. If you're a certain race and things like that, you can't be yourself and be who you are. And things like that. That's a very following disease. There's nothing wrong with Martin Luther King and all the leaders of different races. Saying that we should all mix. That is to say that you shouldn't have a problem being around a person of a different race. It's not about in your home and your culture being around different race. Okay, so you should be able to go to work, go to school around different races. But you shouldn't have to live around different races. What you about living around different races. So my other point is it's hard to find work these days because work should be done with the body. Physical work is physical. Okay, you should work. Okay, with your body. Okay, you shouldn't be with word of mouth. Okay, that's why I'm not trying to make money off these videos. I'm not gonna commercialize these videos. I'll probably be selling shirts and T-shirts and things like that. I'm not gonna be trying to. I don't like the commercials. Okay, they would do strategy from relaxing on here to relax and enjoy yourself on some videos, on some music videos, and give you some PSAs. While you relaxing and enjoying your life. And you trying to work. Everyone's not a business owner who go. You shouldn't be trying to go out there and start a business on your own if you're a worker. You go out, you work physically 8 hours, you come home, you rest. You have the workplace is good. I've had good jobs where you can work your 8 hours and come home, work 4 hours, come home. You know, pay your bills, go home. 8 hours to pay your bills. Pay your bills, come home. Have your weekends off, 3 days off, 2 days off. Sunday off. Saturday off, and Sunday Saturday off, and do your thing. So that's really what that's about. Now, the people who say that races should mix, yeah, I believe they don't believe that. I think they're just trying to, you know, cover their ass. So you know, uh, you know, I believe white girls work with their mouth. They talk and start the business. Everyone can't just go out there and be pretty and start their business. You know, you can't. And if you take this negatively, you're the problem. It's a very good thing to be able to go out and start a business. Okay, very good thing to be able to go out and start a business. But some people work. Some people work. Some people do factory work. Some people do warehousing work. Some people do store work in the back. Some people do things like that. And that has to, you know, there has to be availability to work. They can't mechanize all the industry jobs. And wonder where the taxes are. They're not receiving enough money. Like this city is broke. Houston is always in need of taxes. They say we have a problem with taxes. That's because all the industry jobs are mechanized. The machines cannot pay taxes because you don't give the machines a check. The machines don't get a check. It gives more money to the business officer who they go and they buy a boat and they buy this and that, or they put it in savings so they can give it to their children when they die. So that's money lost. Okay, they need to bring those jobs back. Okay, and put the people back to work because there are a lot of workers here who cannot start businesses. Okay, they're not. It's not in their blood to start businesses. Okay, they work with their hands and they're not business owners. They try to learn. So I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to learn to start a business. But I'm not the kind. I don't have long hair and pretty teeth, you know, and I can't go out and goddamn make somebody who work, you know, hard as hell for their money give up $10,000 to start up a motherfucking business. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? I work with my hands. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard to find a job 'cause they looking for females. You know what I'm saying? To work for the youth, something easy. You know, they're not trying to supply a man with work. I went out and tried to find multiple jobs. There's always something personal, a personal reason why they went out. Some they say, "Oh, you overqualified." They say, you're acting too manly, basically, and they got angry at me. Or maybe a coworker up there got angry at me and come down the hall and screaming at me. You know, it was all kind of things like that because I'm too masculine and getting too old. Right at the threshold of getting old. I guess when I get old, I can get a job. I'm right here at masculine pinnacle, I guess you could say. You know, no bullshit until you know what I'm saying. And you know, it's all about you know necessity. Okay, if these things aren't necessary, you don't do these things. You know, and you want everything to be calm, happy, and improving on yourself. You do things that are necessary. So when the public becomes easygoing, the public is easygoing because they're going to an industry that most people work. Okay, when you see the bosses, there are not a lot of bosses out there, then there's one president. You know what I mean? And then you come back down, you know, and most of the people are workers. They say they're getting happy because the government is going to get happy when the people are happy. And then when the government get happy, they're going to come to a point of, hey, we need jobs. We're happy out here now. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing to argue with. There's no crime. Okay, now give us jobs. Okay, now give us industry jobs and make the take the machines out. All these big warehouses like Big Tesla warehouse, they got a mile long warehouse. Okay, they can put all kind of people up in there to work. From all even outside of Houston. Okay, and put people to work. Okay, and they can go home. They can go to work hard. Okay, okay, increase production. Okay, as far as they can. You know what I mean? Humanly possible. Yeah, keep this human and not machinery. Okay, because if the machines are making everything, okay, then it's a machine world and everything's gonna be a machine. We're gonna keep it human. Put out 100 cars a week or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And people just have to wait. You know what I mean? And put out the cars. You know what I'm saying? People got paychecks. The people, the government getting paid, the feds getting paid. You know what I mean? The city getting paid, the state getting paid, everybody getting paid, and plus everybody's already happy and everything. It'll be lovely. You know what I mean? And the police be happy. There won't be no crime. And those are the things you have to focus on, not following someone or looking good. Okay, so this is King Alba reporting live. Wishing everyone a good, eventful, a peace, and peaceful day.